And good evening, and welcome to another edition of The Way I See It. It's great to be here tonight. I am your host, Ralph Williams, and tonight we have definitely a lot to talk about here on The Way I See It, live from Studios 808, right up here in the Allentown section of the city of Pittsburgh. And it's great to be here tonight, as always. Life story, bonehead topics to talk about tonight, and just a whole lot of things going on as well. Also, I want to talk to you tonight about the schedule of all my shows that are going on. That'll be coming up too. Tonight, we're going to go with Chinese wisdom. And Chinese wisdom is don't be afraid of fear. Okay, see, that's a great Chinese wisdom to start off with tonight. And the reason I say that is because we are in fear. This country is so scared of its own shadow that everybody around here don't know what to do. It's terrible. It's really bad. We're scared to leave our houses. We have people who are still, and this is what bothers me, still staying in their homes, scared of COVID. They're so scared of everything. It's terrible. It's really bad. Why are you so scared? What are you scared of? Okay. Now we're all scared because we think there's going to be this big war with Russia. All right. That's not going to happen either. All right. So let's stop being scared. Let's start getting ourselves back together. Let's start going out and getting these jobs that are available. Let's get this economy back. Let's quit gouging people. All right. The government's starting to kind of get involved a little bit more. They're going after these oil companies about these leases on these that they're not releasing oil on. And they're doing a lot of different things. All right, Juana's saying hello, and yep, we are fear at times. You can put your comments in the comments section like Juana is tonight. I want to wish everybody a very happy Easter weekend. Don't just because it's Easter on Sunday, that doesn't mean we're not going to be on. We are Sunday night, 9 p.m. after you're done putting all the dishes away and eating the ham and potato salad and whatever you're going to have for Easter. You could tune into my Sports Corner show at 9 o'clock, and also The Way I See It at 9:30 on Sunday night. Oh yes, I will still be here, whether it's a holiday or not, and as long as I can get it done. 8 o'clock. Pittsburgh Maulers start their season off. You might want to, it'll be on FS1, Fox Sports 1, if you have cable or whatever device you have. Okay. Juana says, Happy Easter to me too. Thank you. You as well. And everyone else out there, put your comments in the comments section tonight because we are here on The Way I See It. I am Ralph Williams, and our country has to stop being scared. Let's quit being afraid of everything, and let's start getting in here and getting this country back where it needs to be. You know, it doesn't take just a president; it takes everybody. All right. All right, let's talk about our bonehead, then we'll get into the life story and our topics for tonight. We're here till 8 o'clock. The way I see it, the next time will be at 9:30 p.m. this Sunday. Now, next Friday, I have a very unique guest coming on, and it's going to be, I think, my best guest on and first guest on the podcast version of The Way I See It. He is also going to be on my TV version on May 5. As you know, I tape The Way I See It, but it's live on PCTV's Facebook page. And then it's on a rotating basis on PCTV. I tell you what, you could even get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and The Way I See It will be there if you can't sleep. Sometimes it's on at midnight too. It's on a rotating basis on channel 21 Comcast, 47 Verizon Cable. The Way I See It. And my guest is going to be Brian Englert. Brian Englert is the president of the union for the guards at the jail. We're going to talk tonight a little bit about the jail. I was trying to get one. I was thinking about getting county council woman and county council lady at large, Bethany Hallam, on. She's on the jail board. I'd like to find out a little bit about some of this stuff. In fact, I might even have both of them on just to get both of their opinions and see what we can work with. Also, the sports corner on for uh, April 26th has been moved to April 27th. It's Wednesday night. I am postponing Wrestle Chat that night because we are having a special draft, NFL draft show. I have several guest people coming on. Joe Kuglis, local NFL draft expert, Luther Dupree from Steel City Sports World, Boxing Authorities, also Claudia Rosano from the same, Smoke and Jim Frazier from the same, and also my co-host on PCTV Channel 21 Sports Corner, which is on every Saturday at 5 p.m. This weekend, Easter weekend, you could still watch our sports shows. 4 o'clock is the Boxing Authorities. 5 o'clock is Sports Corner with me, Ralph Williams, and Smoke and Jim. Now, this episode, it's going to be myself and Claudia Rosano filling in for Smoke and Jim. Because when we did our recording on April 5, or when we had our live call-in show, Smoke and Jim wasn't able to make it. He had prior obligations. And if you tuned into my Sports Corner show on Tuesday, I had a couple unique guests on. I had Scott Morgenthau from South Florida. He's from the South Florida Tribune, and he came on. And also, I had Bruce Keppinger from down in the West Coast. He's from Oakland, California. And they both were on, and we had a small market summit. We talked about small market baseball. And of course, I was there to talk about the Pirates. All right. What the teams can do to win in baseball with small market teams, what these teams are doing other than what the Pirates are doing. And it looks like the Pirates are starting to come along, and we'll talk about that later, or we'll talk about that on Sports Corner coming up this Sunday. The Pirates aren't doing too bad, so we'll talk about that. Who the Steelers are looking at in the draft. They signed another free agent veteran today. I'll tell you about that on Sunday. 9 o'clock, probably will be halftime of the Maulers game, which will be on FS1 against the Tampa Bay Bandits. And former Steeler offensive coordinator Todd Haley is the head coach down at Tampa Bay Bandits. Okay, the Bonehead. Let's get into that. All right, let's get into the Bonehead. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a laughing matter because it's a boneheaded move. It's terrible. It's horrible. It's the worst. And I'm going to tell you tonight's bonehead. The teacher, and I'm not going to mention their name. And oh, by the way, the bonehead tonight is brought to you by Robin Campbell, Farmers Insurance, 412-366-3399. Call Robin today. He'll come to your house. And he will sit there with you and he will tell you exactly everything you need to know about insurance, life, auto, home, renters. Look, let me tell you, if you rent an apartment, it's very important that you get renter's insurance, because if you're stuck without renter's insurance and your landlord defecates your house or does whatever he does to your house, which of course happens a lot around here, we all know what some landlords can do. It's good to have that insurance, because I'm going to tell you right now, it will, it might not pay for everything, but at least it'll give you some peace of mind to have it. And renter's insurance is not that expensive. So call Robin today. He's with Farmers Insurance, 412-366-3399. Tell him you heard it on this program. Robin Campbell, he's the best. I tell you, he's my insurance agent for my car, my renters. And he even has life insurance, has all kinds of policies and plans for any kind of insurance that you need. He's there. Let's say, for instance, you do a job like a DJ job, or you do some kind of job where you want to protect your equipment. You're a plumber. You go out in your van. You want to protect your equipment. He has liability insurance he'll set you up with. He'll set you up with whatever your insurance needs are. So call him today. Once again, 412-366-3399. I can't emphasize more than to have renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance too. You got to do that. All right, please. I urge everyone to do that. A teacher in a school district, a female teacher, decided she was going to start having a sexual affair with a female student. Okay, so, and then it was on her texting on her phone. sending pictures back and forth. They even met up. I mean, I'm telling you, this was turning into something else. I don't understand some of these teachers. Some of them are boneheads. I mean, they really are. Why would you even think about doing something like that? Ruining your career as a teacher. Well, here come to find out, she was involved in, because she was once a kindergarten teacher. She had been a substitute in a few places. These two even went out on dates. I mean, I'm telling you, this was really something else. And then it was blown up out of proportion when I guess the student, parents found out what was going on, and there we are. The teacher's in trouble. She's in jail, and now that's our bonehead of the night. And it's not the first, and won't be the last. We do that here on The Way I See It. All right, my life story every week. I'm out and about somehow, and I have a life story, and I tell you different things that go on that I came up with, or it could be a good story, it could be a tough story. Last week, my life story was okay, and it was kind of interesting. I went over to PCTV channel 21 last week, and the reason I'm telling this story again is because it's an interesting story. I went over there last week to do my live call-in show, and turns out, or about a week or two ago, and I get over there. It was on April 5th, and I get over there and for my live call-in and my taping of The Way I See It. So my guest was there, and it was great to have him on. And my fiance Rhonda decides she's going to go over to Next Door, and you're not going to believe who this is. This business Next Door. We have a lot of issues up here with them stupid scooters. You know what I'm talking about, right? Those orange ones. Well, it turns out that we saw some stacked up onto one another, blocking the sidewalk up in Allentown here. And to make things simple, a lot of people don't know this, but there's a building next door that doesn't have a sign up on it. And guess who it is? It's the people who handle the scooters for the city, those orange scooters. But they don't have a sign up there because they don't want you to know who they are. All right. She goes over, tap, 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 tap on the door, walks in, says, hello, is there anybody here? Somebody comes out. She says, I want to report some scooters. And you know what that person said? Call 311. Now, here's what I'm getting tired of. All right. And fortunately for me this week, I didn't really experience it very much, but I have in the medical field, everywhere, all across the board. Okay. Here's and this is too common, and it's called laziness. It's really too common now. It's starting to get really old. Okay. The guy said to Rhonda, my fiance, goes, okay, here we go. All right. He says, call 311. She says, here, I'll even give you a piece of paper and pencil. Can't you write this down? No, you got to call 311. I don't have no control over that. Now, you're the company that's picking up these scooters. Don't you think it's a lot easier for me to come over there and go tap, 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 tap? Well, I'm exposing this company tonight, and I hope everybody goes over there and goes tap, 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 and walks inside and says, hey, I want to report some scooters, a couple right around the corner there. What, I have to call 311 to get you to go get it? There were. I come out the alley around the back from the parking lot because there's only one way you can go in and out, okay? Or one way in and then one way out around the back of the building. I get up the alley. I get at the corner there at Manhattan Street, go to make my right-hand turn so I can go home. And there's about 5 scooters right up, not even a half a block up the street, sitting there on the sidewalk. Oh, I have to call 311 to get that taken care of? And that's right there. Okay? That's the point I'm trying to make. That happened last week. But this week has been kind of easy going. I went to church on Sunday as I normally do. Went home, decided to take a ride past my mom's old house. And what makes no sense to me is this guy bought this house bought my mom's house 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Did nothing with it. The only thing he did was gut it and he put all new electric in it. Okay. And it's been sitting there for 4 years. He hasn't really done too much of anything with it. All right. Uh, Another comment, that teacher can go to jail for messing with a minor. Absolutely. She already is in jail. Renter's insurance is very important to have. Yes, it is. It is very. You can comment like Juana here on the comment section. Please don't hesitate to do so. But, as I was mentioning before, and I'll say it again, and I've said it many times, okay? Sometimes there are people out here who are just simply lazy. And this week was pretty decent. And I was on my way home and we decided to stop by my mom's old house just to see how it is. And we always do that, drive by. It's in Bloomfield on Taylor Street, 200 block of Taylor. Okay. And this guy has done nothing with this, practically nothing with this house. He gutted it. He had a dumpster out there when he first bought it. Then he puts brand new electric in it and doesn't even use it. Now it's for sale. He's selling it. So first of all, why would you buy my mom's house? Say you're going to do something with it. Let it sit there for 4 years. Okay. And then go ahead and put a for sale sign up on it and sell it yourself. Okay. Why would you waste your time like that and your money like that? Okay. All right. So the good news about all this is he's probably not going to put any more repairs into it unless he thought that unless he figures he has to put too much money in it to really make it look where he could sell it and get rid of it quick. Maybe, I don't know. But it seems rather odd that he let it sit there for 4 years and didn't do anything with it. All right. My mom was so mad about that. She didn't even want to see it. Okay. And because he insisted he was going to really make it a nice place and rent it out maybe or whatever. Or maybe he just didn't feel like getting involved in all that. And, some people, they don't know what they're getting themselves into until, excuse me for a minute, until, they end up doing that. And I don't think that that's proper. But you know what? It was his house. He can do whatever he wants with it. So that happened on Sunday. And then we went out on Thursday because I had to go get my shots. I get cortisone shots in my knees. Go over to the hospital. And after the first time ever, I go to Shadyside Hospital to get my cortisone shots every 3 months in my knees. And you're not going to believe this. There was actually nobody at the door to take your temperature, give you a mask, make sure you use hand sanitizer. I mean, they were really going to town on this stuff. Well, there was nobody there. They had masks there if you needed one. One of them cheap medical masks that fall off all the time or whatever. Okay. And my question to you is, are you still wearing a mask? Are you wearing it in your car? Are you wearing it outside? Are you wearing it everywhere? Are you wearing it in your house? There are people who are doing that. But what really bothers me is when you take your mask off and throw it on the ground and litter up the entire town. Okay? So I go in and I'm like, wow, this is nuts. There wasn't even a security guard there to stop anybody from parking. All right? So I go out today, my fiance, my mom, and I, we decide we're going to go out and do a little bit of Easter shopping. So we go out, we go to the grocery store. Sometimes once in a blue moon, we go to the Giant Eagle down on the south side. That's not one of my favorites down there. And here's something I want to point out to you that I think is very disgusting. Okay. In order for me to get a scooter to use in the store at the one on the south side, it's only this one, I have to take my ID in to the service counter. Okay. Well, I can't. So my fiance does it. She uses her ID. Comes out with the scooter. The scooter don't run. That's the first thing. It was charged. It was having problems. It was an old scooter. But they put these keys on there now. They got this little ignition on these new ones that they got. And you have to get a key from customer service and give out your license. Why? Because these knuckleheads, boneheads, which of course is also the whole thing, they have to go down there and they naturally have to steal them and take them all the way down to the Birmingham Bridge and park them down there. The homeless people come in there and steal them. It's so bad right now that they have a security guard in there, and he's kicking homeless people out. And they have a porta potty sitting over at the bus station or over at the bus stop because they don't want anybody going into the store, homeless people going in there messing around and stealing stuff and using the bathrooms. They have a porta potty sitting. Now, I don't know if Giant Eagle pays for that or if the other stores pitch in because they're getting tired of people asking to use the bathroom, go into the store, mess up their bathrooms and everything from the outside, not shopping. They're not doing anything. And, Giant Eagle naturally has to have a bathroom open in there, but I don't know what it is. But I saw that today. And then I found out the fact that they have these little key ignitions, and it's because people are stealing them or taking them, just like they do grocery carts. They take them at Family Dollar. They take them from our Dollar General down here. Okay. They don't bring them back. People in my own building here do the same thing. It's terrible. Excuse me. It's terrible. They steal carts and don't take them back. That's theft. Then you go into the store. Now listen to this. You go into the Family Dollar or the Dollar General and you tell them where these carts are. And you know what they say? We don't have the time to go get them. But then you go into the store and they complain because they don't have any carts. All right. Which to me makes no sense at all. All right. If you're gonna complain, why don't you go get the carts? Well, corporate here from Dollar General, they don't want to put poles on the carts because they think that's insulting that people can't take the carts out to the parking lot. Well, you know what? Do the same thing that Big Lots did. I used to live in McKees Rocks, and the old Big Lots that was down in the they call it the Chartiers Creek Mall or the Creek or the whatever it's called at the Plaza. They don't call it the McKees Rocks Plaza anymore. Okay, and the Big Lots used to be down there, and it lost its lease or whatever. I went in there and I said to the manager, and I said, "Wow," I says, "you put poles on your carts." He said, "Yeah, we left our carts outside. We had them chained up. Somebody came. They cut the chain. They took all the carts to a scrap yard and got money for them." Okay. All right. And this is one of our topics tonight that we're going to talk about. If you're a scrap yard dealer, all right, I want to hear from you tonight in the comments section. You're a scrap yard dealer. If you're watching my show or you know somebody who's watching my show that's a scrap yard dealer, I want to hear from them tonight because you know why? We're going to discuss later on about these catalytic converters and who should be held responsible for this. Okay. All right. Here. Yes, they do steal carts. That's one of the comments here. And then, yep, that happened to me. I couldn't shop in the Family Dollar because they never have carts. So I stopped shopping there over 2 years now. And what does Family Dollar do about it? Do they go look for these carts? Do they send somebody out? No. Not at all. All right. And what I think they should do is put poles up on them so they can't take them out just like that Big Lots did, because Big Lots got all their carts stolen when they were in the rocks. I remember when that happened. Okay. McKees Rocks police actually found the guys that did it. All right. Because the dummies went and took it to a local scrapyard instead of taking it somewhere else. That's why criminals are criminals sometimes, because they're stupid. They don't think straight when they do something. Okay. All right. That was my life story and some things I wanted to talk about today as that goes along. All right. Topics this week. We're going to talk about Kennywood. I don't know if you notice or not. I'm boycotting Kennywood. And if you can help me with this, if you're handicapped or you know someone who is, or is a senior citizen or somebody who don't really get on rides at Kennywood, maybe you can help me with this, because I'm going to tell you this right now. I think Kennywood should be ashamed of themselves. Okay. This is what's supposed to be a family park. They're supposed to be sensitive to the handicap. All right. They are not. All right. I'm not paying $50 to go into Kennywood and only play games. I'm not doing that. Okay. But see, here's the thing about Kennywood. They're so greedy that they don't even care about the fact that they want, my money spends, if you're handicapped or senior citizen and you understand this, my money spends just like everybody else's. Okay. And about 5 years ago, I participated in a disability rally over in Oakland with the disability people. Okay. And at the time, I was still with PPT, Pittsburghers for Public Transit. I tried to get Laura Weens on here. I'm the Allegheny County Transit Council president. From when I was in PPT, they kind of did me wrong a few years ago, and we don't get along. Okay, so we work together for a common goal, and that's for bus transportation. We're going to talk some more about Port Authority later on. And in regards to this, we still got the same situation here. People waiting forever for buses. It's shameful. Both sides need to sit down and work this out and get this done. All right. But anyway, Kennywood's greedy because they want you to pay $50, $40, whatever it is, to go into Kennywood. I'm not going to do that. And I urge all my handicapped people out there, if you have any common sense or any common whatever, to think about this. And what I'm saying is true. Okay. You are being screwed too. Senior citizen friends, you are being screwed. Okay. Because they should have a general admission. Okay. I went to Erie last year twice. First, the one time I went, it was in the summer. It was 4th of July weekend. Okay. I went to Waldameer Park. I paid a minimal fee to get in. Why? Because I'm a handicap. And they have a little pricing thing there. Okay. You can get general admission. You're allowed to ride up to 5 rides or whatever. If you want to ride rides, I didn't care to ride the rides they had. I played games. I ate food. I had a good time. They had some animals there. It was beautiful. It was a nice time. I don't need to ride on roller coasters, which I wish I still could because of my health. All right. I'm in a wheelchair. It's hard for me to get on these rides and get off of them. Some of them are so, they're small. I can't get into the seat. Okay. And it does me no justice. Okay. So I just don't get on any. But why in the world would you do this to people, Kennywood? You're a prominent amusement park with prominent rides. You're around the country. People like Kennywood. Okay. But this is disgusting, and I think it needs to be out there. And I'm live here on YouTube and I'm live on Facebook. And there are people in other states who are watching this program, who will view this program, because YouTube is live everywhere, and so is Facebook. Just because I'm not on a network television program or a network or anything else other than my sports show and my wrestling show that's national on Blog Talk Radio. Last night we had 260 listeners. We went from having 10. We had 60 last week for sports that was on hold to wait for the show. This week on our wrestling show with myself and Mark Mancini on Blog Talk Radio, we had 100 people that were waiting. And then by the time the show started, we had 200 people 7 minutes into the show. And then by the end of the show, we had 260 people. So we reach a wide range of audiences. If you know somebody right now that's sitting at home, that's either handicapped, a senior citizen, or somebody who can't ride rides and wants to go to Kennywood to play games, watch a show, maybe just look around, watch the Thunderbolt come down. It's a sight to see. Eat a potato patch. Okay. I'm giving business to this park. And it's bad enough that sometimes I can't bring my scooter and I have to rent one from them and they charge me $20. All right. I understand that. That takes time. Fine. I don't mind paying $20. But why should I have to pay $50 to get in? I have to wait until my nieces or my nephews have school picnics. Okay, I have to wait for them to say to me, Uncle Ralph, do you want to go with me? I have an extra ticket. That's fine. But let's say Rhonda and I, we want to go on our own, which we have. I went 3 years ago. We went by ourselves 3 years ago, twice with my nieces and nephews. And I went once with the agency who handles my caregiver. Okay. And this is what I got from Kennywood. And I went because they paid for it. It was nice. I had a buffet dinner. I got to sit in a park. I even rode on a couple rides, believe it or not. But I didn't pay for it. They did. Okay. But why should I have to wait for that? Okay. Comments are coming in like crazy. Yes, Kennywood is greedy. Yes, that's a lot. $50 for games in your disabled. That's shameful. Shameful. You know, I was on the phone tonight because I'm having issues with my desktop computer. I have a private tech. Well, he's gotten real big and good for him. And he's in the business sector. In the business sectors, he's making a lot of money now because the businesses are coming back. Okay. And he does a really good job, and he's into cybersecurity. He doesn't have time to come to my house for $100 or whatever he's going to charge me. All right. He's a good friend of mine, so he doesn't charge me a lot of money, but he just doesn't have that kind of time. He's busy with his other clients. We were on the phone today. You know what he said to me? He says, I love your show the way I see it. He says, because you have a lot of passion in what you say. And that's right. I have a lot of passion for this. And I have passion for a lot of things. And I have gotten involved in a lot of causes, like the restaurants that couldn't stand up for themselves against the governor, but not 1 ounce of thanks from the restaurants. Okay. Conneaut Lake Park. I've been all over Todd Joseph about what he's done to Conneaut Lake Park. Not one person, not even the people who are on the Conneaut Lake thing on Facebook ever said, thanks, Ralph, for helping us out or putting it on your show. Not once. Okay. Now it's come down to where instead of those people fighting, that Todd Joseph's going to do whatever he wants anyway. Instead of following the rules of the bankruptcy proceedings, the courts up there couldn't give him any justice. They took him to federal court down here in Pittsburgh. They did nothing. They favored his way. He signs a contract in bankruptcy that he's not going to touch the park and just repair it and make it the way it was supposed to be. He tore down the Blue Streak, which was one of the best roller coasters in the world. It was rated in one of the top 10 oldest roller coasters that was still around. And it was a historic landmark, and he tore it down. And then he didn't even get permission or a license to guess what? Tear it down. He didn't get a demolition license, and they let him slide. I was there for the opener last year. It was terrible. The park's not even handicap accessible. He didn't even have hardly any games. He tore everything down. He's going to make us into some drunk fest, adult park he wants to make it into. And then I get all these people, oh, it's his property. He can do whatever he wants with it. Yeah, thanks. You screwed the people of Conneaut. You promised them, just like some other things, people make promises and don't keep them. Oh, I promise I'm not going to do nothing to that park. I'm going to bring it to a family perspective. Then you tear all this stuff down and make it into some drunken fest kind of adult park. Another comment coming in. Yes, you definitely have passion when it comes to the community issues. And that's terrible about Conneaut Lake Park. All right. Does everybody understand what I'm saying about Kennywood? I think you should boycott Kennywood just for this. All right. Take little Mikey, little Stevie, little Johnny, little Susie. Take them somewhere else. Don't give them anything. It's disgraceful what they're doing to the handicapped and the senior citizens. No general admission. Here's another issue here. Plastic bags. You know something? The city council is really, I don't get this. They approved their own raise. Then they sat down. You know what? Kudos to Corey O'Connor, because Corey O'Connor didn't take his raise, Councilman O'Connor. He's a friend of mine, but he didn't take his raise. All right. So here we are. They take a pay raise. And then Erica Strausberger, who has a horrible bridge in her community called the Negley Avenue Bridge that she claims she didn't know it was decrepit. If you take a look at it, Erica, instead of worrying about plastic bags, guess what? It is decrepit. It's so decrepit looking, Stevie Wonder can see it. Yeah, it's a joke. But you're going to sit there and worry about plastic bags. And I spoke at City Council. I did. I got online and I spoke, and I have spoken before down there. All right. I talked to them when I went to Mayor Gainey's picnic last year, when he was for his picnic to get when he was running for mayor at Highland Park, and I talked to them. And they still voted for this thing. We have pothole problems. We have police we have police that don't get any support. We have this, that, and that. And we're worried about plastic bags. Plastic bags. This is the city council that you vote in. You. Okay? Mine is Bruce Krause. I've been trying to get stuff done around here with this building. Housing don't care. Bruce don't even return my phone calls. Ricky Burgess is on the board, and I can't get him to return my phone calls. So please, don't sit there and tell me how great you are when you're worrying about plastic bags, when I'm getting verbally harassed and my fiance gets assaulted in the building, and I can't get these people out of here. Okay? Don't do it. I don't want to hear it. City council's a joke. A big joke. And it'll always be a joke. Other than Corey O'Connor, you're all a bunch of jokes. Nobody. And this all boils down to what I said this year's theme is, and that's what? Nothing. All right. The situation at the jail. You know, being a jail or a prison guard is not an easy job. Okay? It's not. All right. I've spoken to some people. It's not. All right. And then it's bad enough. Okay. Here, a comment here about city council just worrying about plastic bags instead of our people and things we really need. That's right. And you know what you do with that? You vote them out. Vote them all out. Put all new people in there. People that got a little bit of common sense and a little bit of brains, that worry more about other things than plastic bags. Filling up landfills that you don't even pay for. You dump your trash at the landfill. That's the landfill's problem, not yours. All right, anyway, let's get back to the jail. You know, it's a tough job being a prison guard. I mean, I don't know anything about it because I've never been a prison guard or a jail guard. I wouldn't know. But from what people tell me, it's not an easy job. And now you got the jail administration. Okay? The medical attention down there sucks. Okay? And I understand it's jail. But these people are human beings. And most of these, even though some of these people are scum that are down there are some people who are down there that are there for minor problems. And then there are some people down there who are down there for molesting somebody or whatever. Those are the folks you really don't care. All right? But they're supposed to have medical attention, decent medical attention. They have a flip-flammy medical system down there. Inmates are dying all the time down there. Okay. I heard the COVID situation was completely out of control. They had to release prisoners. Okay. All right. I don't think the prison administration or the board has any clue what to do with that jail down there. And now the guards are suffering. And next week, Brian Englert's going to be here. You know who he is? He's the union representative for the guards. He is their president of the union. And he is going to be here on the way I see it with me next week. Not here in my studio. He's going to be on virtual with me. And we're going to talk about this issue next week. But it's sad. It really is. All right. County council fighting amongst themselves. Now, see, here's another joke of a council. County council. Okay. County council. All right. I'm sorry about the sirens, everybody. County council fighting amongst themselves. There was something going on in county council this week that turned into some kind of an argument between the president of county council and DeWitt Walton. Now, first of all, I've had my experiences with DeWitt Walton. Okay. They had a free dinner for the holidays about 4 years ago, and I went to it. It was at First United Methodist Church in Shadyside. DeWitt Walton was there serving food, pouring drinks, or pouring, I don't mean liquor drinks. He was pouring water or tea, soda pop, whatever he wanted. It was a nice little free dinner. My friend invited me, and my mom went. Okay. Ran into a buddy of mine from the sheriff's department. Okay. And I said, "How are you today, Mr. Walton?" Didn't say a word to me. Was very arrogant and very ignorant with me. And I didn't appreciate it. All right. Okay. Because you don't know if I'm one of your constituents. You don't know if I'm one of the people who voted for you. Well, it turns out that DeWitt Walton and the president of county council, who I'm really not sure who it is, all right, at this point. The last one that I remember was John DeFazio, and he passed away. All right. And John DeFazio and I have had our arguments when I've gone down there about some stuff. Okay. But anyway, here they had some kind of an argument over an issue, and I don't know what the issue was, and I really don't care. All right. But you have these people who don't have a life. They're always down there. And I see the same people down there all the time. These are people that enjoy going to these meetings, and they don't have a life. Okay. I actually like the fact that I can be on Zoom, but I don't know if you can do that with them. I think you have to go down there if you want to speak. But I find this very disgusting. Again, that another elected officials, our county council people, okay, are fighting amongst each other over ridiculous stuff. Okay, we have another comment here. Someone chiming in here. Dean Machal, Deben or Ben or whatever, but thanks for commenting. Yes, that's crazy, and that's why people need to vote if they want to bring about change. That's exactly it. Once again, guess what? We're afraid. We're afraid to put somebody in there. It might have a little bit of common sense. We're afraid to put somebody in there. We're even afraid to vote. All right. You know what? People don't have trust in politicians. That's why they don't vote. And I'll give you a little example. We're going to be talking about that coming up, about Governor Wolf and his new $2,000 that he wants to give you. But they have yet to tell you how. All right. Today, my caregiver was here. He comes every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Well, he was here today, and I start talking to him about the $2,000. I says, you can qualify, get $2,000. Any state resident that makes under $80,000 a year supposedly is going to get a $2,000 stimulus check from the state. They didn't tell you how to do it. They're crafting a way to do it. You have to fill out an application, maybe show some receipts. I don't know. They're saying it's to help you with your gas for your car, to help you for daycare, to help you go out and buy diapers. Good. Everything's going, hell to high water. as far as you know, uh, everything. Food's going up, everything's going up, and it's disgusting. And our government lets it happen because they don't care. All right. But Governor Wolf, and this is another what I call one of his exit things, because he's getting ready to leave at the end of the year. All right. He's done. He can't run again. He already did. He's only allowed to do 2 terms. Okay. He was a dictator. He's a dictator because of what he pulled with COVID. All right. And now he's trying to do another good thing on his way out by giving you $2,000. Just like he did when he passed he's trying to get the minimum wage raised before he leaves, which is at 7 and a quarter an hour, which is the federal rate, which I think is disgusting. West Virginia has a higher minimum wage than we do. Only us in Washington, D.C. have minimum wage of 7 and a quarter. Everybody else it's up higher. Well, except in Florida, it's a right to work state. They have different laws down there. I don't know why, but they do. Okay. All right. 7 and a quarter an hour. That's disgusting. Can't live on that. You have to work 6 jobs to live on that these days. Of course, you're building apartments downtown. And the apartments you're building downtown, you're charging $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. But everybody still rents them and buys them. Enjoy. Because I'm not. All right. So this $2,000, they're crafting something up, putting something together. I can just imagine what this is, and we're going to find out. Larry Rudolph, Three Rivers Dental. How about this saga? It's going to be on 48 Hours this week. And you know, Megan Schiller from KDK is going to be on the new episode of 48 Hours. I haven't watched 48 Hours in a long time, but now that Megan Schiller's going to be on, maybe I will watch it because I'm interested. It's from this area. Larry Rudolph owns a business called Three Rivers Dental. At least he did. I don't know if he still does. And Three Rivers Dental is was owned by Larry Rudolph. Well, it turns out in 2016, him and his wife took a safari trip. Supposedly, he's being accused and he's been arrested and he's in a jail on federal charges of murder. Apparently, he murdered his wife. And rumor has it that I guess he's broke or whatever, that she had $1 million life insurance policy, so he killed her for the money. At least that's what the authorities suspect. All right, here's a guy that had a prominent business. All right, up in Green Tree and a few other locations. He's originally from Greensburg. Larry Rudolph, Three Rivers Dental. Remember the commercials? We'll put you to sleep, and you don't have to worry about feeling pain when we do dental work and all that stuff. Here's some more comments here. I did hear it about the checks. They are not telling anyone how to get it. Not yet. They said they're crafting something, putting something together to figure it out. And you know what it's going to be. You're going to have to fill out 200 paperworks and go to your tax man and maybe do a little bit of kissing to get something what you need. All right. And $7.25 an hour is crazy. Yes, it is. It's disgusting. It's totally disgusting. All right. So that's the story about Larry Rudolph. And what's sad about this whole thing is he had a really nice dental business. And I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if it's because he needed the money or he just chose to kill his wife. But 48 Hours is going to tell us. And the interesting thing is I'm anxious to see this because I want to know what was said, what was done. Megan's going to tell us about that on 48 Hours. The continuing situation with the Port Authority. Now, everybody here, I don't want to do it because of the kind of person I am with this show, but I have to. I am the president of the Allegheny County Transit Council. I have to be very careful with my words about what I can't take sides because I have to stay neutral because of my position. Okay. It's not good. I don't like the situation right now between the company and the union. I've already made it known at our last meeting with the Port Authority that I don't like what's going on right now. What bothers me here is the public is being affected by this, and it's making me angry. Okay. Both sides are blaming each other. Nobody wants to take responsibility for this. I've tried numerous times to get Ross Nicotero on here to tell me what the union side of this whole thing is, and Port Authority will not give me anybody from their end to come on here and talk. I can't say anything. I have to be very careful with my words. But I want to let everyone know here on this show that I am fighting for you. And I have said some things to them and got their attention on the fact that it's affecting the public. The public is being affected here. My caregiver waits 2 hours for a bus. He works another job. You know, he's tired. He cleans in the building. And in the evening, he's done at 9:30. Takes him till almost midnight to get home. And he wants to stop at the store, and the store's not open no more past 9 o'clock. The Giant Eagle on the south side. Okay? All right? The south side has become problems anyway between the drunks and the people that cause problems at the Giant Eagle. Who it is, I don't know. All right? But to close at 9 o'clock. But let's get back to the Port Authority now. People waiting hours. Hours. I finally get a thank you here. Thank you from Juana. She says, thanks for fighting for us. You're welcome, everybody. All right? I've been fighting for years with transit. I was once an operator. I was once with Save Our Transit. I was with PPT. And now I'm on the Allegheny County Transit Council. I was the vice president twice, and I'm the president now. And I'll probably get reelected as president again. All right? It's sad. And it's affecting the riders, the people who provide for these people. They're letting them stranded. And it's not all the union. Some of these operators don't want to have shots. But the Port Authority's talking about safety. Okay, you want to talk about safety for a minute here? You know, safety, if you're going to talk about safety and you're going to try to do something with safety, you better have your ducks in a row. Because there are things with safety on these buses that aren't going on. You got school kids on there throwing stuff at each other. You got people getting on there with no masks. Okay? You got operators, some of them that don't wear masks. Okay? So let's talk about safety for a minute. Do you know when a handicapped person's sitting out at night in some bad neighborhood waiting for a bus and has to wait 2 extra hours, that person's in danger. And guess what that is? Safety. We're always talking about safety, but we blow it. Let's close everything down during COVID and because it's the safest thing to do. Who cares whether the businesses suffered and everybody else had to suffer? And now, and I even said this when COVID was going on, it's going to take 5 to 10 years to recover after we had already recovered from the last time. And that took 10 years. Port Authority, the union, sit down, work something out. This isn't my way or the highway. Riders are affected by this. And Port Authority is complaining now that they don't have enough riders. Well, why? COVID, we had issues with the riding. People didn't ride because they weren't going anywhere. They were staying home because our governor told us all to stay home. If the governor told us all to jump off the bridge, we're going to do that. That's what everybody did. After Donald Trump said, let's open up our country and get things going. We can wear masks, we can clean up, we can hire people, we can get everything done. People can wear masks, conduct business. But the one mistake he made was he let the states do whatever they wanted. Should have put down an executive order that said we were going to keep this country open, just like he wanted it. I'll give him that. There's a few things I've given Donald Trump. The only reason I didn't vote for him for president was because I didn't appreciate his demeanor on TV with people. He even made fun of a handicapped person. He even makes fun of women, and women vote for him. And you know what I get? Oh, he tells it like it is. Oh, he tells it like you see it. But I guess it's okay when he gets on TV and acts like a third grader. It's okay when he don't show his tax returns. Our president and vice president just submitted their tax returns. He had to pull teeth to get him to put in his tax returns. He was trying to run it like a business. This is a country, not a business. All right. I don't even know on the south side at all. It's horrible. Even the air over the south side smells heavy liquor. That's it. Downtown's getting bad. You got tents everywhere. I go to south side now. I got bums and I got people asking me for money. Okay, you got shootings and fights, and you got this going on, you got that going on. They're building up Lawrenceville. They're saying that's going to be the next south side. They're building up all these communities, and they're all going to be like south side. What? We're going to have fights. We're going to have drunks. We're going to have people doing this and that. We're going to have people throwing up in people's yards and all that, to what goes on there now. Is that what we're going to do? It's been a pleasure being here with you tonight. We're getting ready to wrap up here on The Way I See It. Thank you for your comments, everybody. And I appreciate that. Don't forget to tell your friend, tell your cousin, tell somebody about my programs. I'm going to give you a little rundown on them. Sunday nights on both Facebook and YouTube, the 30-minute versions of The Way I See It. We do the blast segment, Chinese wisdom, bonehead, and then we do topics. Okay, it's a little. I blast people, but then after that, it's a little bit easier. Okay, we talk about some kind of friendly topics a little bit, and then on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Unless I have to adjust the schedule like I had to do last week for the guests I had on, and I don't mind doing that because they were really good national guests that we had on to talk about a small market baseball summit, which I thought went well. All right. Thank you, Juan. It was a pleasure listening. It's a pleasure you watching and listening to all my shows. Also want to thank Dean, Michelle, DeBarton, Laban, however this is here, but thank you for watching as well. All right. Tuesday night, 7 p.m., YouTube, Facebook Live, Sports Corner. 1 hour of sports talk. Sometimes we only do a half an hour. It depends on what's going on. On April 27th, it'll be a Wednesday night. I'm postponing Wrestle Chat for that night. We're going to have a special NFL draft show. I have numerous guests coming on. You'll get the list on my Facebook page. Just stay tuned, and on my Twitter page as well. All right. And also every Wednesday, 4 p.m., Mahler's Talk. I'm going to move that to an evening time because 4 o'clock in the afternoon, everybody's at work or everyone is doing something at 4 o'clock and nobody's watching my program. So I'm going to move that to another time. I'll get back to you on that. As of right now, it's still at 4 p.m. And we'll discuss this week's game, which is Sunday, 8 p.m., FS1, Fox Sports 1 from Birmingham, Alabama, Legion Field. The Maulers versus Tampa Bay Bandits. Okay. Also, Thursday nights, we have this Thursday, it's going to be the Black and Gold Sports Podcast with my co-host Mark Mancini, and we might have a guest on this week. I'm not sure. We have lots to talk about. and that's national. You can participate by picking up your phone, whether it's any kind of phone, you can pick it up, and you can dial 347-205-9631 to listen and comment on the show. It's a half-hour show. We start at 8 o'clock, and next Thursday, the 21st, I am going to be on a new national show on Blog Talk Radio. Scott Morganroth is starting his sports program, and he's invited me and my co-host Mark Mancini on. So for 2 times, you get to listen to me on Blog Talk Radio, once at 7 and once at 8 o'clock. All right, so don't forget about that as well. And then Friday nights here, as we are right now, we do The Way I See It every Friday at 7 p.m. unless otherwise noted. There's going to be a couple Fridays coming up when I'm going to have to pre-record the shows. And if I pre-record them, they're going to be on Anchor. And then I'll upload them onto both YouTube and Facebook. I've done that on Sundays too. All right, so I just want to let you know on that. Saturdays, 5 o'clock. Don't forget about the sports smorgasbord. My buddies, Claudia Rosano, Luther Dupree, and Smoking Jim Frazier, the boxing authorities, they start at 4 o'clock this Saturday. 5 o'clock, myself, Sports Corner, along with this week it's going to be Claudia Rosano filling in for Smoking Jim Frazier, my co-host. And then at 6 o'clock, Steel City Sports World with my buddies again, Claudia Rosano, Luther Dupree, and Smoking Jim Frazier. They're the best. They have great shows. I have good shows. And don't forget May 5th on at 4 o'clock, live on Facebook. Brian Englert is going to be on my TV version of The Way I See It as well. And we're going to get in depth a little bit. He's going to tell us about what the life is of a prison guard, what the life of working as one, how the schedules go, things like that. Because it's not all what you think it is, and he's going to explain that. So that's coming up on May 5th. And then at 6 p.m., we're going to have a NFL post show with me and Smoke and Jim. We're going to talk about who the Steelers picked. We're going to analyze everything. And that's coming up on May 5th. And then on May 10th, or probably May 11th, we're going to have a post-draft show where we're going to have the same guys on my podcast here. It's going to be on Wednesday night again. And we're going to have the same guys on that were on the TV version of it, which is coming up on April 25th, Monday night, 6 p.m. live on PCTV, Channel 21, Comcast, Channel 47, Verizon, Roku, and you can also catch it on Fire Stick and also on Apple TV and on PCTV's Facebook page. If you don't have any of that stuff, at least you can get on their Facebook page live. Make your comments there as well. Monday, put this on your calendar, April 25th, 6 p.m. live call-in. You can call in as well and make your opinion about who you think the Steelers are going to draft. And I'm going to have all kinds of analyzed information for you in regards to who I think the Steelers are going to draft. Things have changed. We need a wide receiver now. We need some other stuff, but that's coming up as well. Don't forget, every time you watch my show, always have pencil and paper handy to write down these things so you know to watch my other shows as well. I'm Ralph Williams. It's great to be here with you tonight. Have yourself a great night and be safe.
Make more time.